should be a good one between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Back to throw, Fields.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. There comes the Saints punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That's taken it around the 40. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Ready.
They start the drive with Cook. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
This defense for the Saints, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
First carry for the Boise State Bronco, Alexander Madison. And some space here. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Wright's got it.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Now back to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And his kick is indeed good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it. Can't afford any more missteps, though.
On 2nd and 10. Fields. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Danielle Hunter make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Third and long. It's Fields. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
Here's Madison running on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's not an easy play for a defensive end, because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They run the counter with Cook. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Peyton Turner, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will make it 6-0.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal. And
anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let it put some points on the board.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. The 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there.
His 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints strike quickly here to tie up the ball game. Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And they take the lead here at 7-6.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They'll start on the ground here on first down.
Paulson Adebo up to make the stop. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on second down. They hit him with the draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on second and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass him with a running play.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. After one, a one-point game, 7-6. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And this is picked up by the Saints.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now on 2nd and 13, Fields. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Now Fields.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
A 44-yard punt. They're going to wind up losing yardage on the return, though. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And this late season game, of course, not lacking for drama when you talk about the AFC playoff picture.
Yeah, in a sense, it's the haves versus the have-nots, because this group on offense, they'd be a wild card if the postseason started today, but they know the guys on the other side of the ball are still in that dreaded in-the-hunt category, and they're hungry for a win today.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's complete to John Ross. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a 1st down. Looking to throw.
Looking for Ross again. He finds him again. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. A give to Cook out of the gun. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. He'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he will have a Vikings first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fields. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find him at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And the stakes in this game certainly high as we get toward the end of the regular season. For now, they are holding a wild card spot, but there are no shortage of other teams in the NFC looking to take that spot from them.
Starting with the guys on the other side of the field because they're on the outside looking in, and no one likes to be in that position. You want to be in the room, not looking inside to see everyone else having fun.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to wind up and air it out.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
88 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
The Saints at 500 at 6-6. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd.
From the gun, here's Fields.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Touchdown! A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Finding space at the 40.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Gathered not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Okay, ready?
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 41-yard line. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit. They'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. It's Webb. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Back to throw again. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, and maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. A third field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on third down. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead to 21-17.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up to the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
2nd and 1. They'll roll him out right.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Cook, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
10 seconds.
Back to throw here.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And he's got room. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 33 yards that time.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
It's cold-blooded. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
They're going to look to throw.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson.
A great play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game.
And the Vikings are back within a couple of the lead.
The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. They'll look to throw. It's complete. And he'll get into the end zone, and those 2 points are going to tie the game.
And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand-new ball game, all tied here in the third as they have their first possession of this second half.
And, Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Andrew Booth picks it off.
He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise, and he was calling for the ball downfield, but still the interception.
I think what happened, he did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late. And that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Complete. Smith has it.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the...
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
So now, Charles, this drive may be a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Right back to him on first down.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
To throw on 2nd and 6.
Fields. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up.
The man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
It really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there.
Throwing on third down, Fields.
And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up fourth. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. "43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
Here we go. Green.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. So the completion gets him just a yard. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. They find some open field here.
And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Ready. Right, 97.
They'll run with Cook. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. Defensively, they must have been expecting a pass. They were in the dime look out there.
I think maybe they were deciding to go with speed on the field rather than bulk. I'm with you, a little bit surprising. They wanted people getting to the ball as fast as possible. The lighter shift your defensive backs allow you that opportunity.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
Touchdown, Vikings!
Justin Jefferson.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Vikings have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And the pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. They need their best drive of the game right here.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Going to throw right side here, complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Fields.
Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Fourth down. Fields has to have this one.
Wide open receiver, complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown in the afternoon.
And the Saints are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And partner, we got a tie game here in the 4th. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
57 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And that is taken in by Njoku. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. On play action, they'll throw.
Right back to Njoku.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Here's a 2nd and 7. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked by Jeff Okudah.
20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. In a tie game, fourth quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations type of plays they like to run, read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And can they regroup? That's the question. The pick six hurt, no doubt, but this is still a one-score game here in the fourth.
That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Call that a very strong gain of 24. He'll drop to throw. Wright's got it.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now back to throw.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is the tight end, Njoku.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints will have the football back. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Here's Fields.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Back to throw.
easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
He's back to throw. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. This is caught. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for two and go for the win.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a fourth pick of the ball game.
These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Flushed out right. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
Here we go on fourth down. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So the Vikings going to get the first chance to possess the football as we are back underway here in overtime.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
The center receiver in motion to the right. Now a first throw here in overtime. Oh, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Saints, they move back over 500 at 7-6. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm the best, I'm the best, and I got it, and I own it on my own. Get my way up, get my go, go. If I touch it, then it's cold, I'm the best, I'm the best, and I got it, and I own it on my own. Get my way up, get my go. If I touch it, then it's cold, For the bank and they know I'm impressive. He wanna talk, but he not on the schedule. I ain't taking a from my boo, ain't heavy. I'm the best, and you heard what I said. Spend all the money, I'm dripping, it's falling. Got on it, then it's dripping like water. Teaching, but I don't have a daughter. I know me, I can pick up when I call her. Working big, and it don't hurt to break, cause I'ma always do it how I wanna do it. Every time he lead a do it, Mr. Knew I got him running to it. I'ma need to pull the mail before we talk it that I'm waking up and thumbing through it.